Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bakes by Vasco. I'm Michelle with 1L, and I'm glad you're here. It is the middle of August, and that means everybody is back to school. If you have little ones, I hope they have a great year and learn a lot. My little one is not so little anymore. He is 6'3" and a proud graduate of the class of 2023. But I am still interested in all the back to school treats and things that go on because back to school is apple season, and apples you can do a lot with. I was recently gifted a lovely batch of fresh apples from a lady my husband works with, and she gave me a challenge that she likes peanut butter, apples, and cake. So I came up with a recipe for her in addition to two more. So follow along to this three-part series on apples. First up being peanut butter apple cupcakes. Now, what you're going to need for these cupcakes is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup, which is 2 sticks of unsalted butter softened, a half a cup of creamy peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, 2 large eggs at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a half a cup of milk, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1.5 cups of finely diced apples. Now, let's get to baking. As we're peeling the apples, be sure you hit like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to, please do tell your friends. I enjoy having you guys around watching me cook and try out new things, because a lot of times I'm trying them for the first time with you. Sunny days chasing those clouds away. As you can tell, it's the middle of the afternoon and there's nothing I can do about the beautiful sunlight coming in through my windows. So you're just going to have to put up with it while we continue with our peanut butter apple cupcakes. Now, I have already whisked together my flour, baking soda, and salt in a bowl that was set aside. And my diced chopped apples here, I have coated with my teaspoon of cinnamon, and we'll set those aside. In my mixing bowl, I have my softened butter, my peanut butter, and my sugar. I'll attach my paddle here, lock it into place, make sure the bowl's attached, and turn it on medium. So let that cream together for 2 to 3 minutes. Next, you're going to add in your eggs, one at a time, beating them until your yolks break, and then combine it. Then you will add in your vanilla. All right, now you are going to want to add your flour and your milk alternatively, starting and ending with your flour. Mix it until it's just combined. Do not overmix. So lock it into place, put it on low, start with some flour, and some milk. And rubber spatula, make sure you scrape down your sides. You don't need this anymore because you're going to fold your apples in by hand. I said those are tossed with that teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you just fold them into that creamy peanut butter batter. All right, our peanut butter apple cupcake batter is now ready to go into our prepared cupcake lined pan. If you give this recipe a try, be sure and leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. All right, everybody, the oven has been preheated to 350 degrees, and I lined my just standard cupcake pan here with some paper liners, filled them 2/3 full with our cupcake batter, and these are ready to go into the oven for 22 minutes. Universal center rack and ticky timer. There we go. All right, everybody, 22 minutes has passed. The ticky timer has gone off. I tested them with a toothpick. The center has tested clean. They are ready to come out of the oven. Ooh, there you go. Now we'll let these cool in the pan for a few minutes, and then we'll transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. And then while they're cooling, we'll work on a buttercream frosting. All right, it is now time to make our peanut butter buttercream. In my mixing bowl, I have 2 full sticks of unsalted butter that's softened, and I'm going to add 1 cup of creamy peanut butter to that. Again, if you have any nut allergies, just avoid this. But otherwise, turn this on, mix it until it's just smooth and creamy. Always take a minute to scrape down your bowl. You really do want it to be as creamy as possible. No visible chunks of butter at all. All right, now I got a nice light creamy color here. I'm going to leave my mixer on low, and I've got 4 cups of powdered sugar here that I'm going to gradually add and let it mix in. About 1 cup at a time. Going to scrape it down. Got a pocket of powdered sugar here in the bottom I need to break up. That's what you'll want to be careful and look for, is that you don't have any big pockets of sugar. So, since I need to add 2 tablespoons of milk, at this point I'm going to add it to the bottom just a little bit to get that unstuck. Now lock my mixer back in place, add the remaining tablespoon and my teaspoon of vanilla, and mix that again. Now we're just going to let that whip up until it's nice and fluffy. All right. That is nice and whipped up. Now we're ready to frost our cooled cupcakes. All right, the buttercream is made, the cupcakes are cool, and if you have followed along, you have seen me use this before. This is a Wilton cake decorating tool. I'm not real great with a pastry bag, so my husband bought this for me, and all you do is unscrew it, load your frosting in, pick your tip, and away you go. You can use a pastry bag. You can frost these however you want. This is just my preferred method. So I'm just going to take this and start decorating these cupcakes. Very light, very airy frosting here. Try not to get it too thick because I don't want them to look like ice cream cones. Like sour sprinkles. Once again, everybody, I'm Michelle with 1L, and this is Bakes by Vasco. Thanks for hanging out with me today while we baked peanut butter apple cupcakes. I hope, again, you'll hit like and subscribe and come back next time and see what part 2 of our apple series will be up to. As always, the best part of baking is the eating. I'm going to try them separate. Let's try a little bit of the cake first. Oh, really good. That was really good. Definitely give it a try, everybody. And everything's better with sprinkles, so don't forget a few of those. See you next time.